the vegan diet and its consequences on the environment. This presentation belongs to Paulina Moreira, Josefina Rosenblit, and Antonia Lee. Why did you choose this theme? We chose this topic because it is very interesting, since when we talk about the environment, we usually omit the issue about a diet, and veganism can achieve great and positive change for the environment. The veganism.
Veganism is the attitude of rationing food or consuming items of animal origin. Currently, a vegan diet is a good way for you elders to reduce your impact on planet Earth. Since livestock farming is one of the largest contributors to greenhouse gas emissions, deforestation, water pollution, and air pollution.
The problem.
According to the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, the livestock generalized more greenhouse gases than the transport sector. Livestock is also one of the main causes of deforestation. A study showed that if all people stop eating meat and dairy products, the use of agricultural land worldwide could be reduced by 75%. On the other hand, pig and dairy farms produce waste that go somewhere and are usually stored in the ponds and eventually flow into rivers and lakes. And finally, perhaps the reason why many people become vegan, saving animals and giving them a fair treatment. Why worry about the consequence? Taking into account the general consequence of livestock and how having a vegan diet helps the environment makes us consider the positive effects for the future that not only diet but vegan lifestyle brings, and also more generally the other ways of caring for the planet in order to have a future on it.
Possible solutions.
The research outlets we have relates to things that livestock is not sustainable system and its environmental footprint can be drastically reduced with a vegan diet, as well as the use of food and the environment is not much discussed since there are not many studies on veganism and the consequences for the planet.
Past ideas.
Veganism or maintaining a vegan diet was not to help the environment, rather it is war related with the protection of animals.
Switzerland compared to Chile. Switzerland, apart from having several environmental measures, is the second country with the most inhabitants who are governed by a vegetarian diet, and the fourth with the most vegan inhabitants. Approximately 4,000 people die in Switzerland each year from causes attributed to pollution. Chile is the leader in Latin America for being the country with the most inhabitants consuming processed meats, but the 6% of Chileans have a vegetarian diet. In Chile, they die approximately 11,300 a year. Conclusion with this research. At least we have realized two things: that livestock is not a sustainable system, and that its environmental footprint can be drastically reduced with a vegan diet. As well as the issue of food and the environment is not much discussed, since there are not many studies on veganism and its consequences for the earth. But leaving aside the cruel conditions in which the animals eating every day are found, leaving aside the inconsistency of loving this one and eating this other one, leaving aside that if the pets were treated with the same conditions in which a cattle lived, their owner would face years in jail. Leaving all that aside, being a vegan is not only possible, but it does not do any harm to the health. On the contrary, most of the chronic diseases for the human beings are enhanced by a diet rich in meat and dairy products. And if the damage to the environment was not enough, foundations such as Greenpeace could not have devoted full page to the subject, or icons such as Greta could have talked about this issue in her book. In the end, being a vegan is simply, well, because you are helping the environment and the same animal welfare and your health.